Are you ready for a mind trip? Searching for wisdom within the madness. Yes. Oh, yeah. Hi. Oh, hi. How are you? Searching for wisdom within the madness. My name is Darren Bodecker. And, yeah, we're going to go on a mind trip today. So far, I've gone on 3 mind trips. This will be my fourth mind trip. My 4th episode of Searching for Wisdom Within the Madness. So, gonna get in there today with a guy named Josh Cheney. Now, Josh Cheney is a guy that I met in the early 90s. I was on the downswing of doing road gigs in the early 2000s. So I was on the downswing of doing road gigs in the early 2000s, and he was on the upswing. But what I was doing was I had done the road for about 10 years in one way or another before that. But I was coming back, and I was just doing the open mic scene. So I was kind of the king of the open mic scene a little bit for a couple of years there. Just, because it was just good, I guess. Anyways, so I saw Josh Cheney at one of these open mics, where they have showcase and open mic. It was pretty loose back in the early 2000s. You could showcase. It was open mic, but you had showcase time. You could do 7 minutes if you want. So it was nice. And I saw Josh Cheney at a place called the Cubby Bear, right across from Wrigley Field, and there was an open mic there when it wasn't baseball-y time, during the downtime. And Josh Cheney went up, and I remember thinking, when I first saw him, I was like, oh my God, there is no recognizable humor in any of this. I'm like, I thought I was pretty good with comedy. I've been, Three Stooges and Rule of Threes and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, I could figure it out. But I remember seeing him up there, and it was not comedy, but I could see that he was pushing towards it. The subject matter, I could say, I see the sniffing out humor there, but woof. And then, so I was, didn't want to be too close friends with him because, that kind of is not good. Stank gets on you. But a year later, I saw him, and he improved. He was, good. So, this is Searching for Wisdom Within the Madness. I'm going to be talking with Josh Cheney. He's in L.A. right now. He is in L.A. right now, and he does commercials, and you've probably seen him on a commercial, and he has a mustache, or at least he did. And let's just get to it. He should be coming on. Oh, he isn't on yet. I see red. Ooh, he's connecting. Wow. Josh Cheney is connecting. I hear him in the background. You're getting situated. No worries, man. I like it. I like the redness. That is, whoa. Means something. That's an emotion right there. Is that the emotion that you're experiencing right now as you live in?
It's utter rage. Yeah.
Is that the emotion you just did?
That's it.
So, if this was last year in 2019, that might be green, maybe. Oh, there you are.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
All right, let me check you out. Let me touch you. Let me touch your face. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh yeah.
So hot in the apartment. I had to jump in the shower just before this. It's
nice, buddy.
It's ungodly.
I like a fresh Josh. I considered jumping in the shower, but
last couple days, it's the first time in my life I went all the way cold, no hot whatsoever.
Really? So you're doing some a Wim Hof thing?
I mean, I probably originally heard about it through that and other people, but I wasn't like, oh, this is gonna, jumpstart my lymph system or whatever. It's it's so hot in here. I'm gonna go all the way cold because I'm not gonna do it in the middle of winter.
No way. So you gonna do ice cubes in the bathtub, anything like that?
Too much.
What's the furthest you go?
Even though it's all the way cold, it can't be, lower.
How cold do you go specifically?
If I had to say, it was probably 60, 65.
Does that mean where you're at, the way your water pipe should be pretty warm because it's a warm place? So the water's probably naturally coming in a little warmer anyway. So do you do it no, absolutely zero heat?
Zero heat.
And how do you do it?
Knob.
How do you do it? Do you jump in immediately, or do you just stick a toe in there, go, oh, God, that's cold, oh, God, and then stick a little bit more, oh,
jump
no,
in
oh,
immediately.
No. And like half an hour later, you're finally in there, and somebody's yelling, you're wasting the water.
You're wasting a lot of water in there.
Just get in there.
Yeah, but none of the hot water.
Well, if you want to go
dressed up.
If you want to go Russian style, you go cold, you go really fucking hot water, dude. You hot shower and then you immediately turn it.
They do the polar plunge, and then they also do like the crazy saunas for like an hour.
Yes.
Like people die doing that.
Dude, it's intense.
Yeah, the Swedes, people from Denmark, people from Switzerland, people from Scandinavian countries.
Check this out. So
the hotter the better.
So I was in the army, and in 1986 I was in South Korea.
Wait, this is the beginning of A-Team.
Yes. Yeah, I guess that's why A-Team was so successful. It's like everybody's experience.
Right.
We can all relate in some way.
Right.
It's like, I ain't going on that plane. Yeah. So, like, we can all relate to that. So anyways.
Yeah, we can.
We were in the field, and it was during one of the exercises we do yearly with South Korea, where for a month, our basic military goes over there, and we run around and yell and shoot things, and create an environmental hazard down in South Korea, basically.
Yeah.
And then we leave. So in that month, I was there. I was stationed there in all of 1986, basically January 1st all the way to December 31st. I was in South Korea. So in March, it was cold and we had no showers or anything. So we got to all go to a South Korean bathhouse, like an actual bathhouse. And
had you ever been to one before then?
No, I'd never been to a bath. I mean like the biggest, like the barracks shower, maybe, when we were in basic training, where we had 3 minutes to shower and we all had to jump in at once, and there was like 2 shower heads, so there's 30 people fighting for a little bit of moisture. Yeah, so it was quite a battle in that time.
Yeah.
So, and what I found of it was kind of like you see the thing with the Russians guy, but these guys were doing it too. They were going in super hot water, and they were jumping over to super cold water, and then some people were taking a big old shower, and other people were in a big old steam thing. A lot of towels and naked dudes. And that water, it's brutal. So we did it. Yeah. I remember doing it, and it's the cold one that's tough. I'm like, I'll burn the shit out of my skin, but the cold, there's something about it.
There is. It just takes the life out of you.
What do you think it is? Is it pain? Is it specifically just the pain of it? It's like a shock to your brain, isn't it?
It's a total shock. It just like it collapses all the air out of your body.
Right.
You just seize. It's kind of the physical equivalent of being in shock.
I can remember. I
mentally.
One thing I'm. One of my things is I love watching fail videos. And whenever
I love fail videos.
Whenever I see somebody who's on ice and then they fall in, I'm looking for their face to have the moment of like, hey, this was fun a second ago, and then, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. It's like the look is so subtle. So if you don't know what you're looking for, you're like, oh, that's just the shock of the cold. No, it's the thought of I'm about to die and I did not realize this.
His soul is escaping his eyes.
This is so much more treacherous than I even conceived.
Right.
How my muscles don't want to swim anymore. I don't want to do anything. I just want to. Oh man, yeah, because it f's you up. So sure then does. When you see a guy like Wim Hof, who's just like, he just climbs a mountain for breakfast just to get a day's work in or something.
Right.
Right. Oh,
Yeah, that dude's.
that's like the other side. Like he's like a sadist.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking sadist. So he's probably has sex when there's a lot of chains and he's tying people up and beating the fuck out of them. Or else they're putting hot pokers in him or something.
Maybe that's the only part of his life where he's like super hardcore, but in the bedroom he's like as tender.
So yeah, because in some sexual, isn't it true that some way the personality that you kind of are in the real world during sex is something in that sex is going to be manifested itself. Now, either he has sex with a big block of ice and he just fucks that, or is his girl like, did she have to dress up like Mrs. Freeze, like as if there was another Batman movie?
She dresses up as a Sherpa.
Yeah, and it would be all that kind of stuff. Like he only gets off when she's like, she's blowing him and she's dressed as a Sherpa.
You have to go this way.
We're so far up the mountains, I don't know how to live. Breathe, take in my warmth. Yes, sonny.
That's his kink.
That's his kink. Yeah, everything. I'm gonna play Mr. Freeze again tonight. Again.
All right.
Jesus Christ. Oh, shoot. Totally, probably divorced so many women. No woman's gonna.
Oh yeah, there's no way he's on his first wife.
Yeah,
not a chance. Reason for divorce. Too extreme.
Yeah.
Says here, Mr. Hoff again. Too extreme.
Yeah. He's a cold kink.
The kink was too strong.
Yeah. Not Mr. Free. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he, before warming up for sex, he like puts his cock in like an ice box for a little while and goes, "All right, honey, we're gonna."
I'm ready.
Getting the ice volcanoes getting into you.
Quick, before I thaw.
Yeah. If I don't put this in you within 30 seconds, I will permanently damage it. He just dips it into dry ice really quick. All right. Liquid nitrogen. Bam, bam. Like, all right, baby, let's go.
Oh, whim.
If you did do that, though, with a hard on, you dripped it in nitrogen, you would have to lube it up really good, right? Or else it would stick to her right away as soon as you tried to and get in the vagina.
I'd imagine.
You'd have to put some kind of like petroleum jelly kind of condom thing over it or something.
But the kind that doesn't freeze up immediately. It has to not be reactive with temperature. It's got to be slick no matter what. Otherwise, you're going to have lubricated icicles.
Jeez, that is dangerous. I hope he doesn't do that.
we can only hope.
I really hope he's not really doing that. I hope it is tender and loving, just exactly what you thought. I don't like my fantasy.
Yeah, let's err on the side of, it's tender and it's lovely and it's warm.
Good. He gets it all out on the ice. He does not bring it home. Do not bring that ice into this door.
What do you have behind your back? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, it's like he's gonna go. He's got a little ice cube with the indent in it from this. Oh man! Not again with the ice. Cheating on her. You're screwing all the. I'm sorry. We'll stop on this. Right. Let's move on. Now, you're in L.A., right?
Yeah, right now. Mm-hmm.
Josh Cheney, and yeah, we don't need to know how we met. So, right before March, like literally the day of March 1st of 2020 this year, what were you doing to make money? What was your thing? What was your career? What were you looking forward to? Look, what was happening? What wave were you riding as far as doing your thing in LA? Like, what thing was it, and where were you at in that wave?
I mean, same as always. I'm I make my living shooting commercials for various products and services.
I thought you were almost going to say shooting elephants, and they're like, dude, that's not going to go down so well on the internet.
No, just a commercial actor. So typical.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Typical week is 1, 2, 3, if I'm lucky, 4 auditions for any number of projects that are being lined up for, you know,
What is
M&Ms, you
what
know, insurance,
what is
cereal.
the okay? So we'll do a little fun here. What is the weirdest thing that you ever had to do an audition? Like kind of like awkward or odd or almost
The
beyond
one
your
that comes to
ability.
mind as soon as you ask that is there was a Super Bowl commercial that that I had to audition for, where the joke of the commercial was, uh, it's going to be a model. So the girl is very, very good looking. She's going to be swimsuit, Sports Illustrated.
Right.
Um, you know,
You're a normal guy, and there's your
no, 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 no. You're not
abnormal
a normal
housewife.
guy. You're
Okay.
not a normal guy. The
So
girl is drop dead gorgeous.
right.
You are a nerd that would never get this girl.
That's what I'm kind of going at. In other words, some ordinary thing or a nerd that totally
Nothing
wouldn't be with
ordinary
her,
about
or
us.
no matter what.
Nerds,
Yeah.
nerds. You
So
see a guy from 2 blocks away and you go, nerd.
right. So this
You would
really
never end up with this guy unless he was a multimillionaire, billionaire, whatever.
okay. So
the
what did
joke,
you have
so
to
the
do?
joke of it was, uh, something happens. It's just basically talking heads, like looking right into the camera with such and such. I can say what it is because it was cast. I did not
So
did not
do
get
your
it,
part then.
and it did air during the Super Bowl.
All right, I'll give you a second. You can take it. I'll
Yeah.
pretend I'm the director. All right, so what we need from you here is we want you to be the nerdiest, unfuckable, complete loser. Not every man, no man would ever
No
want to
man.
be you. You're so
I mean,
low, weak, low
I'll back up a little
self-esteem.
bit and say, like, not the nerdiest person in the world, but like at first blush, when you see this guy, it's like these two would not be together.
Yes.
That general idea.
Something wrong here. Go ahead.
Long hair, skinny, glasses, fat, doesn't matter. Just somebody who is socially inept and is not good at getting girls. And my agency said, let's submit Josh for this, which is fine. It's totally fine. I know my type. So I go in and they say it's going to be a model, and they don't say who the model's going to be. But they do say when we shoot it, you're making out with this model. So at the audition, they put packing tape, like box packing tape, over a blow-up doll and over the mouth of a blow-up doll, and we needed to full on make out with this doll. And every guy that went in, as soon as they were done, they would rip the tape off and put a fresh piece of tape over the mouth of the doll. So you're waiting to go in, you hear the guy, like, you hear, and then rip. Next. So, I mean, they were being kind of hygienic.
So you knew though before you knew when that sound was happening what was going on. It wasn't a big surprise to you, like
No.
what the fuck
Well,
are they doing?
what they do when it's a commercial, pretty much across the board, you get there, you sign in, you tell them what you're there for. Hey, I'm for the part of husband, son, grandson,
What was
dorky
this one?
guy,
Dorky
guy at a
guy?
bus, whatever. And then they go, who is here for
Dorky.
whatever? You Pizza Hut. Who here is for Pizza Hut? Raise your hand. Yeah. Come in for a group explanation, and then they'll explain, this is what we're doing. These are the beats. You're going to do this. You say the thing to the camera, and then you make out with a girl. And we're going to have a doll here, and you're going to make out with a doll. Don't worry. We're going to have tape over the mouth, and we're going to be switching it out between each guy. So we're all like, whatever.
If you get the role, is there a real girl that you get to make out with?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So,
I didn't mean to jump ahead.
So the process is you get submitted for a commercial. Not to get too technical on this, but there's a reason why I'm mentioning this. You get submitted for a project. They see your headshot and they go, yeah, bring him in. Then you get the audition. So that was the audition. Tape on the mouth. Do the thing. If you did it well enough, or they liked you enough, or you looked nerdy enough and you fit into this kind of demographic of what they're looking for, and then they go, bring them back. Then you have a callback. At the callback, there was a girl, and the girl had to make out with every guy that got called back.
What an actress.
and she was good looking. She was a good looking gal, but it was like, wait, how many guys got got the callback?
Yeah. No, you're not ripping tape
Obviously
off of her mouth every time, are they?
anything. I want to say there was two girls because there was typically at a callback there's a good amount of people that are being called back. I mean,
was it like twins? Like maybe they were the same, but they would switch out.
If I'm remembering correct, because this was a while ago. This was a good 6-7 years ago, so I don't remember exactly.
The Olsen twins had to switch out.
They're the same person, but
which one am I making out with?
But they kind of like, okay, one and the other, and it just dawned on me, like not to objectify or anything, but it was like they're treating these girls like low-level prostitutes. They're in no way in contention to book this commercial. They're just being paid today as a placeholder to be someone to make out with. They need to make out with these male actors that are up for this part. It's like, God, I mean, whatever. I've done really stupid stuff to make a buck for, market research studies and stupid stuff. Anyway, so I go to the callback. I need to make out. We don't like full on. They just kind of need to see the action of, okay, this is a nerd. We get an idea of what you look like, but also what do you look like making out with this girl, but also kind of really making out. So I do it. And then the next step is you're on avail, which means you're on availability, which means it's typically down to you and another guy, or you and maybe one other guy. So maybe three, more than likely.
Does the girl have a say as to who was kissing better?
I'm sure, you know what? It's funny. I'm sure they probably were like, yeah, he was better, or like I felt more comfortable with this guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think it was at the callback or at when we were told that we were on avail, we found out who the girl was going to be, and it was Bar Raffaeli, who is an Israeli, like Victoria's Secret Sports Illustrated model.
Whoa.
And that year, I was up for 2 Super Bowl commercials. And I found out like almost right away, I didn't get the one where you make out, but I did get the other one, which was the Oreo cookie one. And they both aired during the Super Bowl. So I was like, I almost had 2 Super Bowl commercials air. And the guy that booked it, I've met him and I've done at least one commercial with him, and he's done a ton. And because it had that model and because it got so much buzz around it, he was on Good Morning America the Monday after Super Bowl. So I was like, I could have been on Good Morning America, but also Tia, my wife, mentioned, she's like, but that's not the kind of publicity you want.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This was the nerdy guy that could never get a model. Remember him from last night's
right.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's not even, when you said, are there any crazy stories, that's the first one that came to mind, because
can we dive
looking back on it, it was like, that was insane, that whole process.
I wanna chuck back 2 different things. One, when you're talking about she had to make out, so you had to make out with this person once, right?
Say it again?
You had to make out in one of your auditions with an actual live person. So you did a doll first. What's your move on the doll?
What was my move with the doll?
Yeah, what was your move specifically? How were you handling it?
I think the person that was in charge of it, that was like behind the camera, so it's before the casting director, before the director, before the higher ups are there. They just kind of give you a breakdown of what they're looking for. So if I'm not mistaken, they kind of said, really go for it. Like get in there, get your hands around, like hold the head while you're doing it. Like they wanted it as like big and cartoonish.
How long of a take do you have to do? So is it 30 seconds of that? A
shorter.
minute?
Probably 10 seconds. Probably
10 seconds. Oh, okay, so it's a quick. Here's bing bang boom, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So So you did what everybody else did. How did you get into character?
As far as I know, because it's just you, the doll, and the guy working the camera while you're in there. So
what place really deep inside memory did you reach into to imagineer the most beautiful lady you've ever made out with, or would like to? I
like that you use the Disney term imagineer. What did you like?
Yeah. How did you get
Nothing.
there? How did you get there? Make
was no
outedly,
getting
you know,
there.
your
There was
emotion.
no
Where did you
getting
tap
there.
into?
No, there was
No?
nothing like that. There was no, all right, I need to
See,
really think
that's why
about
you
a
didn't get the
memory.
part.
It
You
was just
blew
like
with the doll. You never had a chance. God damn it.
if anything, it was like, I don't even think I put this much thought into it, but maybe I was like, think about, junior high or high school, one of the first times you did it and how nervous you were.
There you go.
So, and it worked well enough where they're like, bring this guy back.
So then you come back and you have to now make out with a real person.
With a live, living, breathing human being.
How many people do you think made out with her before you got your mouth on there?
If I'm remembering correctly, it was in the morning and I was one of the first people, thankfully.
Good.
But it wasn't zero.
Right.
I wasn't the first.
Because one is all it takes just to fuck up the whole system.
I mean, not necessarily fuck up, but make you go.
Right. So
All
the
right,
guy who
all
was
right.
first, who has herpes, and and he salivates every time.
I'm
he
trying
makes
to
out.
remember because 100% they did tape over the mouth of the dummy. I don't think they did tape over the mouth of the actual girl, but maybe they did just
Whoa.
for safety's sake, because it just takes one person to have a cold sore or even get a cold.
It's true, especially
have
now
a-
we
have a
know in
cold-
this day and age how easy things are to be caught, and if you're
But
licking
honestly,
on
like
something,
in the most innocent way possible, one person has a bit of a sniffly nose, and then before you know it, you're 7 people have the flu.
maybe she was wearing one of those mouth condoms because they do make those. You just have to breathe out your nose.
You're just
And then
wearing
she
one of
just,
those beaver
like
dams.
it just sort of, it's like a big, maybe.
Now that I'm thinking of it, like I said, it was a while ago.
Or
I'm
did
almost
she-
positive she had a pair of those waxed lips.
Did
that you get at
she?
the novelties.
She just has a box of them. She keeps changing wax lips.
It was like the Billy Hillbilly teeth. All right, next.
I ran
If
out
you
of the
have to
puffy
make
lips.
out
I'll
for
have
an
the one with the
audition,
teeth.
you might be a redneck. If you
So now you go to make out with the girl. So how is it now? What is your motivation when you make this move? Like how do you do
get
it?
through this and don't look like a complete jerk and be as respectful and nice and kind to this person as possible.
Gently, say like whisper kisses
Yeah,
that
any
look
of
passionate.
that cartoonish, ridiculous, like grabbing the head stuff in the first one is like,
Correct.
good to meet you, ma'am. Let's get through this as best we
Let's
can.
get through it.
I appreciate. If anything, I remember very, very specifically being like over the top. Let's be respectful and
'Cause-
have a good day. And I hope the rest of this day goes really
Yeah.
well for you. And I hope it goes fast.
Oh man, it was the best you could do in the moment. I mean, at least you were conscientious and you knew that this was probably not. There's got to be a different way.
Gotta be a better way.
I mean,
And then, like in today's day and age, let's say like since March of this year, imagine having to do that. But it's like, if they were casting this commercial, immediately the writers would have to be like, we have to rewrite this. We
Oh,
can't
yeah,
have
that
a
couldn't be
couple
it.
making out, and we can't have a big star making out with some Johnny off the street actor.
yeah.
No, rewrite this. Rewrite it immediately.
Some Johnny COVID
Johnny,
lately.
Johnny novel Corona.
Johnny Corona off the street.
Which is such a dumb thing. It's like a celebrity has just as good a chance to get it as Johnny Boots off the street. But it's like immediately if you're looking at 2 people, multi-million-dollar model and actor who's trying to get insurance this year, this one has the COVID.
Yeah, he definitely does. He got lucky on this role.
Millionaires got that pill where it's like,
Yeah.
no more COVID. Gone.
Okay, so you're super respectful, but you didn't. Did you act it well, though? Do you believe that you acted it well? I mean,
Yeah, honestly,
How
the longer I do
weird.
this, and I've said this so many times, the longer I do this, the more I realize it's, I don't, no disrespect to any other actors. In my own mind, I see it this way. If I'm on a veil and it's between me and another guy, they basically are like this. I mean, he's just fat enough that it'll be funnier. He's just thin enough that it'll be funnier.
Wow.
Or
Right.
the girl that we cast in it is
That's you.
brunette. He's also brunette. Let's go with the blonde guy. Like
Look at that.
it's just as sometimes it's just as simple
It's
as
it's
aesthetics.
as paper
Like,
thin as what you were just showing it, and it's
yeah, I mean, it's
that's
on,
what it's all about.
but sometimes, in the room, you'll make them laugh so hard that they'll
Yeah,
be
they're like,
like,
this is the only one.
"What? Yeah, we had it on paper that the guy was like, he
Yeah,
had a mustache and that was part of the joke, and but it's like, but this guy was really funny, so let's go with him." That's happened to friends of mine.
sure. It's
That's
luck.
happened to me where I like ad-libbed something. They were like, "That was funny. Let's cast the guy."
Ah, nice.
Not
That's
to, I'm
great.
not like patting myself on the back. It's just like there is a rhyme or reason.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're good at what you do and they see you as castable, or they don't. But there's also, I'd be lying if I didn't say there wasn't a bit of luck.
Absolutely. So, how good of an auditioner are you? In that, I mean your job discipline. So, say your agency says this role, and then it comes with a script. Do you memorize the whole script, all characters, before you get step
Not
foot
all the
in that
characters,
place?
because 90% of anything that I go out for,
Right.
even more, 95%, are commercials, and commercials are like, I think the most amount of dialogue I've had to do on a commercial was like a paragraph, because comedically, a lot of times you're not the main guy. If they want a spokesperson, they want a handsome silver fox,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
George Clooney type guy that they want to use to sell their
Mm-hmm.
pharmaceutical, to
Right.
sell whatever, And I've been taking Dick Tarvey for, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the goofy guy that, I don't get the girl.
Right.
The other person is the jock and I'm
Mm-hmm.
the nerd.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like a line of just like, what do you mean? I wore my clean underwear. It's like it's a dumb throwaway line. So
Right.
it's like, yeah, I can memorize a line or two or whatever. But yeah, if it is kind of sizable, of course I will go out of my way, because it's like this is work. This is potential work that could sustain me for the next couple months or maybe a year. So I'm gonna go
Right.
there in there as prepared as I can. Yeah, for sure.
Because in that work, in those auditions, there is, I mean, literally the potential to have, I mean, if it's all the way out the door, like potential $1 million worth of endorsements, so you become the next Flow or something. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
mean
Like
it's
that's sky high. That's like
yeah.
being you're gonna be top comic. I'm gonna be Richard Pryor. No, but I'm saying that there are certain amounts. So you could be making $40,000. Oh my God! Or you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be
A lot of
suddenly an
times I think
$8,000 check right now.
a lot of times I think of it as kind of a low level lottery, because there's not as many people playing, so your odds aren't like 1 in 300 million. Your
Yeah,
odds are
yeah,
like
yeah. That's
your odds are like 1 in, let's say, like 8,000.
true. Okay.
And if you, no, not 8,000, however many they're submitting for that day, which could be in the
How
thousands.
many nerds there are? You think there's
Right.
8,000
There's a
nerds
lot.
like you?
There's a million. There's a million
Really?
out there. But I
There's
mean, for that specific role, because it's like they want facial hair, they want a certain weight, they want a
mm-hmm.
certain age, they want a certain look, they want
Yeah.
to. So it narrows things down considerably. But still,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
a easy 1,000, upwards of multiple thousands of people. And then if you do win, yeah, I mean, it could be anywhere from $1,000 to, yeah, if you get a reoccurring thing like a Flow or a spokesperson, the guy
Right.
that's doing.
That's almost too much. You know what I mean? That's really high up in the ranks. That's
Can you hear
real
me
luck.
now? That guy.
Oh my
Like,
God, dude. Dude.
I just shot a commercial with this guy. Super. I mean, the nicest guy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much downtime during commercials. A lot of time
Yeah.
you want to talk shop, because it's the weirdest community among commercial actors, and a lot of commercial actors are also theatrical. They do other stuff, but it's like we have the weirdest relationship in that we see each other at auditions for upwards of an hour a week, maybe.
Right.
And then we don't see each other at all. So if we're on set and we're hanging out for multiple days, multiple hours each day, you just kind of go, oh, I had this one audition. So you just throw, I have a story about that. I have a story about that. So he did this one where he was.
Hold on a second.
No, it's fine. Why You've Gone Dark.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
My big foot.
Is everything all right?
Hit the plug for the camera.
It happens.
All right. Well, anyways.
Technical. Anyway, yeah. So this guy,
okay, go ahead.
He was part of this campaign, and they shot an insane amount, and he got paid really well. But I mean, he shot and shot and shot. I mean, spot after spot after spot, and he was telling me like after a while they would shoot so many. It was for a car company. They would shoot so many that they were just kind of improvising scenes and ad-libbing and doing as many as they could. And at the end of the day, they'd be like, "Okay, we shot 4 spots today," and the same people were in that campaign of X amount of spots.
Right.
Where they go, "Okay, we shot 4 today," and collectively they kind of went, "No. We've seen the stuff airing already. That wasn't 4 spots. What we shot today, all of our ad libs, that was at least 8 spots." So they kind of in solidarity together went like, "Come on, guys. Like, you're selling these cars, you're spending this much on advertising, you're spending this much on production. For some reason, production loves cutting corners when it comes to talent. And that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm usually not the face of a company. I'm usually not like when I think of, Coca-Cola, I think of this person's face. I'm not like a spokesperson, but unless they're a huge celebrity, they're just like, what's the least amount that we can get for this person? It's like they're the face of your company. They're the one that's drinking your Coca-Cola to make it look refreshing and people want to go out and buy it. And they're like, yeah, what's the least amount that they can pay that person?
What do you think that is on the other end? In other words, the one who's kind of engineered that to happen, do they not get enough money to buy a new Cessna? Is it something? Do you think it's something like where they're going, I just need more money because the other Bezos, I got to catch up, and I want to at least get halfway to him?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it might be.
Shit?
I think it might be, and I say this in the nicest way. I mean, I like, I'm not trying to be offensive or say anything damning, but if anything, I'd be saying something damning towards myself and my profession. It feels very much like it's just kind of like an afterthought. It's like we have the production, we have the director, producer, production company, ad agency, everything is in place. They're going to be shooting this scene in a field where a plane's going to come down and there's going to be a close-up. It seems like the very last thing they're going to go, okay, well, when we do that close-up, who's it going to be? And they're just like, it can be anybody. It can be anybody. They're going to be on screen for a matter of seconds. Mm-hmm. So as long as they can convey fear or surprise or excitement or whatever, who cares? It could be Jerry Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. It could be a kid that just moved to LA from Akron, Ohio, that doesn't know how to act. As long as it's shown on screen that he is surprised or whatever.
Right.
We're wrapped. We're done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
unless we have to attach a celebrity to it, if we do, that person's going to cost X amount of dollars. If we don't, that person's going to cost way less.
Do you think?
So it's not necessarily cutting corners. I think it's just kind of, in a way, not an afterthought. It's just like it's not highest on their priority list.
Let me ask you this. This is a little. Do you think that with the mindset of the people making the production and the higher ups, knowing that they just don't care about what face or anything. We don't care if they have a life.
I don't think I'm not to backpedal, but I don't think it's that they don't care. I just think that
they're not paying attention.
I don't know. I've been on production enough.
They forget?
Like so no, not forget. I've been on production on set enough to see how often it seems like they just kind of have placeholders there, like until they're ready for the celebrity to get on set, or until they're ready for the car to make the jump, or whatever is happening.
Some lady's sitting there
if
getting
we
made
can
out
put a
with by
block of
50 guys.
yeah, if we can put a block of wood in there
Yeah.
until the time we say
Go.
So actors, I think, are kind of seen as placeholders sometimes. And I say that with love, and I'm glad to be a placeholder.
Right. Yeah, no. I'm just processing it all.
Yeah.
That it's I guess I'm, cuz it is like
Do you need a minute?
no, well, I mean, there's just so much shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I should probably just edit this part right out where I go, for
Whatever you want.
for a minute. I'm sorry, but yeah, you got me going in a different way in my mind, but I don't even want to travel down that road right now. So let's get back to your audition. So what is the most you've ever made? Like the most boom, oh shit?
Well, I can't say the exact amount, but I will say, and I'm a very, very frugal person. Anybody who knows me, I'm the biggest tightwad cheapskate, which is I'm not proud of it, but spend any amount of time with me, and you'll quickly realize I don't like to frivolously spend money on things that I don't need.
22,000. That's my guess. 22,000.
I'm not going to confirm or deny. I won't. I just won't do it.
It is awesome.
Because I mean, it's like
no, I'm just kidding.
The swings are just so insane. Like if you do a non-union commercial, there will be a non-union commercial for anything, and the buyout will be $500 for a year. They can use it.
Oh,
they can
so
air
that'd be like
50,
the least you get paid,
times
500
if they want to. $500. That's
$500.
all you get.
Sign this contract. Bye-bye, Josh's face.
And then after the year,
who's playing a nerd.
And then after the year, they can go, well, we're going to run it for another year. Here's another $500.
Oh, so you get another bonus 500.
If after that year. But then you also get the day rate. So it depends on how many hours you're on set. So if you're there for 8 hours, you get a certain amount. If you're past 8 hours, you get time and a half.
Right.
If you're there past 12 hours, I think it's double time. So it's just kind of like a day laborer sort of a job. You get paid for being there, and you get paid once it wraps, is edited, and it actually physically on television airs.
So are you now living the dream? Is this the dream that Josh Cheney had when he was a little kid? I want to be that guy eating a sandwich.
I mean, I'd be lying. I'm very realistic, very
practical,
and I very much am not like, oh, I'm a star, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I got a kick out of every time somebody texts me, emails me, sends me a photo, calls me or whatever, and says, I can't believe you were just on TV.
Oh.
It's like that's so much fun.
What an interesting reward.
It's so great. I didn't expect it at all.
It's kind of,
I love it.
It's kind of what fame is.
If it's on a TV show, if it's on a commercial, if it's whatever it is.
Right. You get some love.
The biggest thing that I get a kick out of that other people get a kick out of is they'll say they were with a group of people and a commercial of mine came on and they said, I know that guy. And they said, I became like a cool person at the party. Paraphrasing, just like everybody was like, no, you don't. There's no way you know that guy or whatever. It's like, okay, if I helped up your credibility at that party, that's crazy. What a weird after effect.
Now that you mention it, I did. I was maybe 6-7 months ago. You were on a thing, and I told my daughter, I know that guy. Who is that? It's comic. We used to stand-up comedy together.
Yeah, and I do that myself all the time. I have friends. I have comedian friends. Where it's like, after a while, it kind of seems a little bit like, all right, name dropper, but it's like, no, I did stand up with this guy 100 times in a shitty bar in Chicago. So it's so awesome to see that person up there doing stuff, doing well.
Yeah.
getting work. Just basically, it's fun to me. So anyway, to go back to your question, I said being frugal and all that. So it can be as low as 500, and I won't put an actual number on it, but probably the most amount I get paid on one. Paying rent, paying everything. I lived on it for 2 years.
Dang.
Again, prefacing that by saying I'm very frugal.
Very frugal.
But still.
You're able to stretch it. Stretch those dollars. Yeah, we got a long road to go.
It was nice for a year and a half or however long it was to be like, I don't have to
sweat money.
But of course I was still auditioning. I was still doing other commercials. And I think in that 2 years, I probably booked another one, but it didn't pay me nearly as much as that big kahuna.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
All right. So just going on that same kind of theme, most dangerous thing you've ever had to do, or most uncoordinated, like, I can't quite, whether it's getting on a horse or tightroping or whatever the hell. Anything?
I just shot a commercial that aired during this last Super Bowl, and it was for Snickers. And
dangerous
I had shot
Snickers commercial.
Yeah. And I had shot 2 other commercials with this director. So he knew me, I knew him. Really nice guy. And he at one point, it was like a kind of a simple thing, but we all needed to sing a song together. And we went into a recording booth on Monday and had the lyrics in front of us. And we shot on Wednesday. I think it was like recorded on Monday, shot it on Wednesday.
Lip sync on Wednesday.
Yeah, lip sync. They just had playback and we were just lip syncing with it. But it wasn't even lip syncing. They had us sing with it because you can kind of tell when people are mouthing, or if people are like, their breathing is different. So we're all singing with it, and I couldn't for the life of me remember these lyrics.
No.
I mean, we were doing it a million times, but I was just kind of concentrating on so much where we were walking through a field, and as I was walking through a field, I was noticing where I was walking because these tractors had been driving through it. So it was like very uneven.
Oh,
so
weird.
I needed to be looking out and singing, and I kept looking down, and the director was like, Josh, the camera is like here, like it's right on you. So
you're afraid
you need you
to
to not be
down?
looking down. You need you to be looking up, looking out, and singing the song with the people that are all around. Okay. And we did it a few times. It wasn't like a crazy amount of times, but enough where he's like, from behind Video Village, he's looking at a monitor. He's like, Josh, come here.
You're not walking normal.
And he shows me playback of me like looking down, and like, I think it was one point I needed to be looking at a certain place in the sky, and the guy right next to me was looking at a different place. And so he shows me. I was like, okay,
Did you
I got
show
it. Sorry,
him like,
sorry.
look what I'm walking on?
Yeah, he's like, I was like, all right, I'm sorry. So I get back to the thing, and we do another take, and I hear him from behind the monitor. He goes, Josh, you're killing me.
No, that is one of the worst things you ever want to hear on set.
With a huge, there was no less than 100 people there.
So you're
so
like
him calling
like...
me by my name, you're killing me. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I'll get it. I promise I'll get it. And we eventually got it.
Is that one of your phobias, like falling on film? You're like,
no, I would have been absolutely fine with it. It was just, it's the idea of not looking professional or going like anybody else on set with you, going like, I have this memorized. How do you not have this memorized? You're one of the main people. You're the principal in this. You should. And I was like, I have it memorized, but I'm just concentrating on it where I'm making sure to not fumble while I do it.
Right.
Which I'm sure would have been absolutely fine, but it's all about time.
Your feet.
We need to get this shot. We need to move on. So if you're holding it up even a little bit, Come on.
Well, what the problem is you were doing something that's supposed to be creative and imaginative and stuff coming from that one area of the brain, and then your feet were using physics and mathematics to keep you upright, and they every once in a while had to say, "We need you to look down for a second because we're not sure of this next
I
football."
think you're giving my brain and my body more credit than it deserves, but all right, yeah, we'll go with that.
When those singles come in there, that's a big emotional thing. You're like, that will fuck me up if I stumble here. And the secondary thought is like, what am I gonna say?
But the people that were like people that were like shoulder to shoulder with me, they were exactly the way I would have been with them. They're like, it's fine, you got it, don't worry about it. Not like you can do it, buddy, you got it. It was just like you
got this. We're still with you. We're not gonna riot. We're not gonna give you a.
I remember the guy that was right next to me. Another reason why he was having me do it a couple times, he was like, you're looking up at a certain place in the sky when you're singing out this song. The guy next to you is looking in a different spot. I was like, okay. He's like, just sync it up, guys. Wherever he's looking, you look as well. Okay. So we reset, went back to where we start from the beginning of the walk. And he goes, and I go, where are you looking? Where are you looking? And he goes, I'm looking right into the sun.
What? The real sun? You had a guy acting so hard that he's gonna look into the sun.
So I just
oh my god, dude, he's gonna be blind.
He said, "I'm not looking in the sun. Can we look at the? It's gonna move, but can we look at the cloud right next to the sun?"
Wait. He did he really say he was looking in the sun?
100%.
He had his eyes open. He wasn't closing them. He's in the sun. The sun.
Looking right directly into the sun, and it was.
And this is California, no clouds.
It was probably 11 a.m.
Oh my god! If you two take for those 2 hours, those 2 hours, the next 2 hours are the witching hour for the sun. It's the most magnified part. If we're hitting noon and he's still doing takes,
led by our hands to when we went to lunch.
His rods and cones are fried if we do more than 3 takes.
Yeah.
Actually, by you fucking up.
I'm pretty sure he was just kind of kidding with me, going like, see where the sun is? I'm looking a little bit to the right of it.
So right. Each take that you fucked up with.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, got it. All right.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Each
crossing.
Take.
Tia just needed to cross.
I'll let it out.
Might be too loud. Tia's working out of her office, so sometimes she has to be on Zoom calls.
So in some weird way, each time you're fucking up and this guy has to do it again, he's going a little more blind.
Possibly. I mean, to give him the benefit of the doubt, he probably was
looking at the sun.
No, he kind of was kidding with me.
Yeah.
But he should have said, see where the sun is? I'm looking a little bit to the right.
Okay.
And we shot that
looking at the sun.
We shot that in December of last year for it to air for Super Bowl in February or the very end of January. Yeah.
But you did get it through. So after that guy yelled at you, the very next take, you rocked it.
I don't know if it was the very next, but it was like, 1 or 2. And then when I saw the cut of it, it kind of looked like he cut around that shot where it was like, we didn't get a clean one.
Damn.
Like, well, but I mean, it's like, it's less than, it's a second. It's, 24 frames worth of.
Damn, that tractor. You were did in by a tractor.
What was the lyric? It was, it's a dumb thing to do, but if it works, we all win. It was like they were dumping a giant, they dug a huge hole inside the earth and they were dumping an enormous Snickers to fix the world.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was great. Luis Guzman was in it. Bill.
Oh, that's cool.
What's his name? Bill Ward, the NBA guy, the NBA legend.
Okay.
He was in it. A couple like YouTube celebrities.
Really?
And then this WWE woman girl.
Woman girl.
Yeah,
what a moniker. She's the woman girl who beats people?
Yeah.
Woman girl. No, that was her. Yeah.
That's I started to
Vince
say woman.
Vince McMahon named her the woman girl.
I started to say woman, but I was like, there's a good chance she's younger than me. So I'd say gal. She was a gal.
Yeah.
WWE gal.
A WWE gal. All right, so going on this, who's the most famous, in your opinion, person you've ever worked with?
No opinion necessary. Sylvester Stallone.
Stallone.
I mean, my gauge of big celebrity is if they went to China, Japan, India, Germany, any other country, people went, I know exactly who you are.
Right.
That's a big time celebrity.
Not only that.
There's no way Sylvester Stallone goes to any of those countries and people don't know who he is.
But what Sylvester Stallone also did in the movies is that in the movies he was in each and every one of those countries, and he killed dozens of people in each one.
Single-handedly.
Yeah. He was in Madagascar once. He killed like 14 people. He went to
Cambodia, Vietnam.
All of those. That's just a given. Rambo.
South Asian countries he leveled.
That's right.
Like, I want this to look real.
Every nationality he had. These people. He was PC before there's PC because it didn't matter what color your skin, it didn't matter what country, or all you were equal in his eyes of death.
I'll mow you down, each and every one of
you. He didn't kill any Russians.
As he was shooting that, they went, so you're doing this because of the Cold War? He's like, Cold what? I just kill. I kill people.
It's a war? I thought this was stress relief.
But yeah, that one was for
I got a therapy of 12
what was it for?
people
It was for Tecate.
It
was for a Tecate beer because he is like a sponsor. He is endorsed by Tecate. Tecate is a sponsor of Mexican boxing or some sort of boxing.
Okay.
So he is a spokesperson for Tecate specifically for their boxing.
Oh. All right.
So they had a campaign where they were doing a bunch. And,
so he's a Rocky figure. So you worked with basically the most famous character essence
of boxing
of movies.
I mean,
Rocky?
That's debatable, but okay.
Come on, man, Rocky, dude. Rocky. Come on. Need I say anything more? It was a tie at the end.
I think the most iconic would be like if I acted in a commercial where Marlon Brando was doing like a funny version of Don Corleone.
Oh, come here, you nerd.
Then it'd be like, okay, that's the most iconic film role ever. But yeah, I'd say Rocky Sylvester Stallone is way up there.
Really?
But he was wearing a full tuxedo.
Nice.
So he kind of looked like he was like a referee.
Okay.
And he was like, you hear all these crazy horror stories of like, don't look them directly in the eye.
No way. I've never heard that.
Oh my God, there's crazy amount of stories.
What did you hear? What was the worst thing you thought of before you met the guy? Like, what was the worst thing that might be?
Not that I thought of, that like stories that you hear, like he had a nanny that he fired because she looked at him in the eye.
So don't look him in the eyes. So when you first meet him, you belt buckling him?
Like he thinks he's way above you, so you can't don't try and tell a funny story to him or whatever. So I was like, so everybody was like, okay, when he's on set,
right,
do your job, head down. He got in there, he walked in, and the room, like, there was like a hush went over the room. People were just
Majesty
like,
walks in. This is a privilege.
And he was just like, hey, let's shoot a commercial, guys. Let's have fun. And it was immediately like, everybody was like,
yay.
He's a nice guy.
Oh, so that reputation preceded him, and then
It was totally false. Totally false.
But
I can't speak to anybody who's had a negative interaction with him or something not so good happen. I mean, he could not have been nicer.
That is
he wanted to shoot something for his Instagram story to put on because it was a Christmas themed thing. So there was a Santa Claus there. So he's like, let me just shoot a quick thing because when's the next time I'm going to have a Santa Claus at my disposal? Let's shoot a quick thing. And the director was like, yeah, sure. He's like, 5 seconds. It'll take 5 seconds. And we did it like between takes. And as soon as he was wrapped, I think he was wrapped like before pretty much anybody. He was like, thanks everybody. I had a great time. Hopefully the rest of the shoot goes fast.
Good.
He was just nice. He's just a nice guy.
I like that. I was thinking on one point, think how cool it would be though to be Stallone, to be a human being who, when they go to a place, where they don't know people right off the bat, there's this kind of word out that you're kind of not a cool person in some way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
everybody's human, and you do like him because he was at least in some movie that you liked something.
Right.
It was either Rocky or it was
on that. It's kind of it's the idea of what is it, under promise and over deliver. So it's like if they have that,
so it's
they
kind
have
of a
that
low
idea. It's like,
expectation.
oh, he's a nightmare to work with, or he's just
Right.
he doesn't like dealing with fans. He won't sign anything, or he doesn't like having to deal with people who are just like, oh, Rocky, yeah. And then so you have that in your mind, and then he's like, sure, I'll take a picture with you, whatever. It's like, then you're like, oh, he's the greatest guy in the world.
Yeah. That's the cool thing. Well, that transition between when he goes in and sees how people are, because he's an actor, so he knows emotion. He sees, so he knows this is going on. And then he's probably said that hundreds of times. Hey, everybody, we're doing commercial great. And then everybody's like, way, yee, Rocky said.
Absolutely.
Or whatever.
Absolutely. He's been doing this for a real long time. This is old hat.
Yeah, that must be fun for him, I think, emotionally, to be able to go, my first sentence out, everybody's going to smile. Watch this. And then, hello, everybody. And then, hey!
Yeah, what a power.
Yeah.
What a power.
Or he could...
You don't even, forget about the fact if anybody had any sort of negative story about him, if he just...
Right.
Level playing field and just showed up with a big smile and just like, let's have fun today. It's like, man, that was great.
It'd be really cool is if he came in there and did a Willy Wonka right at the front. So it just comes all bent over and hurt, and then it sticks to the floor. He does a quick flip. Hey, everybody, let's shoot a commercial. He gets him every time.
That's awesome.
A few actors nudge you. Hey, watch him. He's doing the Wonka bit again.
He's going to do the Wonka. He gets around. He needs to start
bit.
changing it up. All right. What's the word here? Do they know about my cane bit? All right. I got a couple others. Don't worry. I've been doing this since 76.
He comes in a wheelchair like Captain Pike in the Star Wars. So it's just a head in a box. Hey, jumps out. I was just kidding with you. Let's get going.
Sly. You got us.
Came in on a wheelchair, left dancing.
Keeps having to reinvent. All right. What can I do?
I want to surprise these guys. I want to take these low
AK-47
expectations.
with blanks.
Christ. I prey upon their low expectation at first, and then I surprise them with the minimal activity.
Here's what I do. You want to know how I do it?
Here's what I do. I got it down to... Oh, man. So that's cool. And then did you actually get any, 1 or 2 sentence personal time with him?
Zero.
All right, so
it was so much everything was set up. They had a stand-in ready for him, but it wasn't we're waiting on him. He's taking a while. It was just for blocking, lighting. They had somebody about his height. They got him in there, what he was wearing.
Yep.
And then once it was time for him, it was he was in. He did that thing, like I said, that he wanted to post for Instagram with Santa Claus.
So they got a kissing girl in there, basically, of Stallone. And then Stallone came.
And then it was when it was time for him to get in there, he got in there. And it was there was maybe one tiny interaction between takes where it was you guys want to do it this way? How about we do it this way the next time? But it was no about this weather,
Right. But you were happy, though. You were very happy to be in his presence. So it's
I'm still happy now.
Right, just even thinking about it. All right, so going on this a little bit different, though. Who is the most famous person that you know personally? Can I guess?
Sure.
That you would personally know? I
mean,
I guess
when you
it's
say
gotta
that,
be
it's
Kumail now, but
as
T.J. Miller.
as a friend or an acquaintance,
Right.
or I have met them.
No, I mean a friendish person a famous friend. Wouldn't it be TJ or would it be Kumail?
I mean, they're right there.
Right, but I think Kumail's on this kind of upswing, and TJ is, I don't know what TJ's doing. He's doing stand-up.
Yeah.
I know that.
He's.
But TJ was in a couple of $100 million movies. Couple of
He was
them.
in a couple in one summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
And people know him from
Transformers
Silicon
movies.
Valley. People know him from stand-up. People know his specials.
Right. You had a full-out successful series that he chose to go away from.
Yeah.
The one thing
yeah,
about
he's definitely up there. I have a friend, and I won't mention the name because I don't know if he wants me to mention the name. But I see
are they
him.
famous?
I see him every week, and he's my friend. But he has his own production company, and he's a sought after artist, director, and actor.
So he's a behind the scenes. Oh, he's an actor.
He's also an actor, yeah. But he directs a lot of stuff, and he's
Mel
big.
Gibson? It's Mel Gibson, isn't it, dude? I knew it.
I didn't want to say it.
You're good friends with Mel Gibson?
As long as you say it and I don't say it.
You're friends with the fucking Road Warrior, dude? When I come out there, can I meet the Road Warrior?
He doesn't like people saying that anymore. That was a long time ago.
Oh, man, come on.
If you say passion of the, then people get it.
Okay.
Just say MG, and then people know.
You never go out drinking with the guy and let him drive you home, do you?
Because if been he gets a long pulled time, over by a cop. Not anymore.
Oh, man.
I never let somebody drive you home that goes, I'm fine. I'm fine. But yeah, I mean, TJ, Kumail, I don't really hang out with them, but I would still consider him a friend. I would still consider him better than an acquaintance and like a pretty decent friend. Hannibal is capital B blowing up right now.
Oh, sure.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's a character.
He's
TJ's a character. Kumail's a character.
He opens for like Chris Rock and stuff. So
Yeah. No, all those guys are characters.
Yeah.
They're all characters.
So that's the extent of my name dropping.
Okay.
I did a commercial with Stallone, and I'm friends with people that have been on HBO.
Right. I'm sorry. We're just having fun,
no,
right?
You don't need to be sorry. You asked.
Yeah. It's just, who cares? I mean, I hope nobody cares that much that they would go, oh my God, Josh
it's celebrity
said,
stuff.
Josh said. Yeah, no, so now that March has happened, how has, from your perspective, the landscape morphed?
I mean, very significantly. The agency reached out and just basically said, if you want to take some time off, now would be the time. It's so funny. It's like, well, everything's closed. You can't.
Yeah.
If you want to finally take that vacation to Italy, like,
everybody got a cabin in the woods, way deep in the woods. You got a cabin up there. This is a great time to
But it's so funny where it's like, it's this constant thing of, since March, obviously it was way more of like not only are things closed, you're closed.
Yeah.
There's a curfew with riots happening, looting happening, peaceful protests, but still there's a curfew. If we catch you outside, we can throw you in jail, even if you're being peaceful. So it's like,
or in your case, acting.
Right. I was researching a part.
Yeah.
But auditions, they dwindled down to almost nothing. I've had a handful of them since March, and it's changed in the way that they're doing them. I've heard of a couple where they're doing physical auditions at a casting place and saying, like, hand sanitizers, masks, gloves. You go in there. It's not until we say, are you ready, that you take off the mask, do the thing, and put it back on. I haven't had any of those. The ones that I have had have been just on Zoom or on FaceTime, and then just like a self-tape. Like, they'll send you the thing and they'll say, this is what I want you to do.
Right.
Submit it to us, put it in this Dropbox.
Here's the one commercial I imagine that they're just not doing anymore, where it's a Mucinex commercial. They need a bunch of people to sneeze to the camera.
Flu season got you down.
Yeah, I want you to sneeze into a camera where there's a group of people. So there's going to be a lot of extras here.
Do you have lighting there? I have like a big floodlight. Okay, could you put it from behind you so you can see the spittle?
Yeah, spray. We're gonna put a really subtle dye pack in your mouth, and I want you to spew this out in as tiny as spit molecules.
You got it.
Or we'll just computer edit it in after in post.
Yeah, haven't gotten a lot of those.
It's just they've dropped off. Mucinex, like
not as many now. Not as many.
Old sneeze medication, yeah.
Right.
Well,
Mucinex, Claritin, and what's the
just
the Nasacort.
although I just had an idea.
But that goes in. That doesn't come out.
Right.
But yeah, you're right.
If there was a commercial, it would be the best time for a sneeze commercial. In other words, you do the commercial where somebody sneezes, maybe in a mask in the movie theater, and they're like, "You don't want to be that person. Get our new non-sneezo."
Or a show from
Take a
profile.
couple of squirts
this is what happens when you sneeze, and then with a mask on, they show with a floodlight behind where it's like nothing is getting through it. It's a PSA. Put on that mask.
Put on that mask. Or at least just a medication that stops you from sneezing, even if you do have COVID. Undercover COVID. Get undercover COVID. Makes you look non-COVID-y.
Just makes you close your eyes real hard.
If you're in denial, this is perfect for you because it denies that you'll have any symptoms, at least to other people.
I'm wondering now, is there an opposite, other than anxiety and getting in your own head, is there an opposite of, whatchamacallit? What are the pills that give you a hard-on?
Oh, the hard-on pills, I think is what they're called.
Viagra. Is there an opposite of that pill where it's just like, no matter what you think about, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah, you are limp. Yeah.
Try new impotence with Z. Impotence.
Try.
Like, no, why would anybody try that?
Try Dr. Bonner's worm sauce. It's an all natural,
feeling like
organic.
You can't keep it in your pants.
Look, you. Knowing that you're going to be taking a shower in front of a bunch of people, take this just in case.
That'd be great. It's like, I sentence you to 5 impotences a day. No,
Impotent
Judge.
Pill. Oh, man.
Doesn't this fall under cruel and unusual?
Oh, yeah, I don't know the market. I don't know. Somebody would buy that pill. I know it. There is
100%,
some market.
Because it's their kink.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who those people are. I don't know if it would be that big of a seller, but
have you guys tried these new pills? They're called Easy Lips.
Easy Lips.
Limps. L-I-M-P-S.
Oh, limps. Sorry. Yeah, I went to a whole other sexual thing. So I'm going to keep it to time. I know we had a time schedule, so I do want to wrap it up. But on the last of that, so I want to go on. Okay, yeah, that's a symbol. Oh, good, nice, getting it from a pro. I'm learning something. So now, what are you doing? So now that you're in this kind of a dilemma. So what are your? So now you're a practical guy. So what are you doing? Are you are you sending resumes to other 9-to-5ers? Are you want to do waiting tables? Or is there anything that's coming into the picture like that now in a kind of a weird desperation?
I'm very lucky in that just before all of this hit, I had 2 booked and 2 were airing. So I've been getting residual checks for those airing.
Good.
For a little while and enough to sustain me for a little bit.
Right, a frugal little bit. So what is the fantasy?
Having to hoard those nuts, little squirrel. Winter's coming.
What is the fantasy? The fantasy would be there's a total vaccine that comes out in January. Even people who are anti-vaxxers decide they all want to take it, and 100% of the whole world takes it, stomps this thing out, and you can act in another Oreo commercial.
I mean, if we're going full fantasy,
yeah.
I am bestowed pure omniscience.
Oh, now you're going too far.
Well, you're doing fantasy. So
True.
I have knowledge of everything.
Okay.
So I know what the cure is.
Oh.
I know how to make it.
Yikes.
I know how to fix the homelessness problem in this world. I know how to fix the hunger problem. I know how to fix dying from old age and
Damn,
Alzheimer's.
dude.
And I know how to disengage all nukes and make
Oh
this
my God,
world
dude.
a utopia on Earth.
You know what you just described? You just described maybe the first or second chapter of an incredibly tragic tragedy.
Oh yeah,
you know
for
all
sure.
those things, but it was
Because
this one
for
thing
sure it
that-
would totally fall back. Like
just
whoops.
before you're gonna cure all cancer, and on the other hand, disable all nukes.
Yeah.
No, what
No.
happened to him? He got bit by a. What was that? A bumblebee? He's allergic. He was allergic.
Everybody balloons up.
He exploded.
But if we're going along your line of thinking, yeah,
Oh.
the vaccine comes in. I mean, just in time for Christmas. It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
It's end of December miracle.
Mhm.
Even the Jenny McCarthy's of the world, the anti-vaxxers are just like, well, if it's for the good, or fucking Trump gets on the fucking horn
Oh my God.
and goes, all right, guys, I don't believe in anything, but I believe in this.
Right. They let me
Take
put
it.
they
It's
put
your
the word
God-given
Trump
duty.
on each and every vaccine. If they
Yeah,
let
it's
me
like-
do that.
But then also underneath it says Dr. Anthony Fauci. So
Oh no,
the-
just for the liberals,
the
need a little
liberals,
bit of
the
it.
Democrats
But
are
Trump
fine
is
with
names
it.
first, so everybody can
Republicans
deal with
and the
that.
conservatives are fine with it. We get the
Wow.
herd immunity, and there is a month-long worldwide party
Wow.
of everyone high-fiving
High-fiving.
and giving hugs,
Hugs.
to people.
There's going to be definitely a lot of sex going on just behind closed doors
I
because
didn't
you're
want to go
elated.
that. I didn't want to go that
Just
far.
being
Like,
natural humans.
You know how badly
Humans.
and obviously not in any sort of way except for a very normal platonic way. I have friends that I genuinely want to hug because I haven't had any sort of interaction with them in 6 months. Where it's just
yeah.
like, you miss your friends. This
Of
Zoom
course.
thing, I mean, we're obviously spoiled.
Right.
If this had happened 15 years ago, there's no Zoom, there's no
Right.
video conferencing, there's no anything
No.
like that. So it's really great that we have it, but it's getting old.
It is getting old, but
This is a poor excuse for
Right.
actual social interactions.
The one just going off script here, just on a little side of why I'm doing this, and even though it is Zoom and exactly what you said,
Yeah, not to shit on it.
no.
I like that I'm
There's
able
a
to
reality
see even
of
if it is
it.
this way.
this serves a purpose. Like
Exactly,
you watch
exactly.
TV a bunch, but you want to go to the movies every once in a while.
Yeah.
You want to actually, but
Yeah.
you can watch TV a bunch. And
Right.
how do I even
Sorry if
mind
I
block?
took you off the track.
No, man. Well, what I'm trying to do is actually get as best as an emotional connection as I can get. That's why I asked to put in the ear things, and that's why I'm all hooked up really hardcore.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
I got the camera just under your face, and I'm trying to. So I'm on all your story. I mean, it just lights my brain up and emotionally, and it goes wherever it goes. So it is very. So. It's as close as I can come to actually sitting with you because I want to do that too.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I just I like talking with you today,
Love talking with you.
I
Darren.
like
It's always
to-
a pleasure, man.
learning about those things. I hope we weren't too on PC or get you fired from a gig with a limp noodle pill that they're going to transplant.
I
You
mean,
could have been
come
the limp dick guy. Hey, it's limp dick guy. Where are those pills? They're great. I had a hard on them. I
They-
took one. Boom. No harm.
I say in like joking around or jokes in general, there's always a victim. Like, so who's the victim in that one? People who can't stop getting hard-ons.
Yikes. You know what? You're making me woke right at the end of this. You just
So
woke
it's
me
so it's fine if
You
those are the
woke me.
people we're offending.
to the limp dick population out there that I was completely disregarding mentally. So now I
think
will.
they're I think
Thank
they're
you.
okay with this.
I think you fixed a little bit of the world right here, buddy. So you just that was the superpower, and you did it.
That was it.
You didn't even
That
know
was
it.
it.
Good job, buddy. I appreciate flaccid people now better. I think
Me too.
I'm coming
Me too.
out of
now
this
more than ever.
a better person
Yeah.
for worse people. All right. So Josh Cheney, man, let's do it again because there's so many other things. I would like to keep up on how the world is turning. So maybe, like in 6 months, a year from now, boom, we'll see where this is at, if it's still going, and we'll see what, maybe you'll have moved here.
Maybe.
And I'll have moved out there.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Switcheroo.
we'll switcheroo. I'll give you my red curtains. I'll take your white sheets, and we'll be good. All right, Josh. Thanks, man. I know this is a wacky one, but
no, it's great.
We're basically on time, and I think there was some good stuff in there. And
oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was
for
good.
Sure.
Thank you for walking down the path with me. I don't know if we were wiser, but I think we did get wiser, didn't we?
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, dude. Until next time.
Thanks, Josh. Go do those dumb things you have to do now. Those little errands. Put a mask on and make sure you wash your hands.
I will. I promise. You too. Wear your
Everybody
mask.
loves you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. End the show. Josh Cheney. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye, everybody.
Whoever. There he is. That's it. All right. Right. So we didn't get into any of that talk what I had opened up the show with, did we? Anyways, this is Searching for Wisdom Within the Madness. Oh, shit. I press this, right? Oh, man, that's loud. Oh, my God. Well, that's the end of the show. Thanks for... Wow. Did you really watch all that? No, you didn't. You just fast-forwarded here, didn't you? No, well, this is how it ends. Just like this. Bye. Bye. Hope you watch. Hope you liked. It was a different energy, wasn't it? Did you feel the different energy? If you watched the other three, there was a different energy here. But there were touches of magic that went on. The flow was interesting, different. But thanks for whatever. Oh, you want to turn it down? Okay, I'll turn it down for you. Anyways, that's the show. My name's Darren Bodecker, and we're on time. We're a little bit short, so bye. If you like them, subscribe, and maybe one day I'll put a tip jar out, and I'm gonna make money off of this. Money? It's all about the money. It's about the money. It's all about the money. And the music too. It's about the music. And it's the talking. And it's the connection. It's all about Zoom. Alright, anyways. What am I wasting your time for? I'm sorry. I apologize. Because I'm wasting my own time. No way. I did pay $25 for this song, though. I mean, it's a crime to cut this off in the middle. But I really should. Alright, bye, everybody.